Hey guys, Stockaholics, thank you guys for being here today. I wanted to make a video today talking about what makes a good shipping company, or what I think makes a good shipping company as an investment. The reason I'm making this video today is because one of the most common questions I get in the comment section is something along the lines of, what do you think about this shipping company, or what do you think about this shipping company? And so instead of answering that question directly and repeatedly, I'd instead talk about what I think makes a good investment, okay? Again, this is my opinion. You guys can do whatever you want with your money. This is what I do with mine, okay? I'm going to break this video down into three parts. The first is kind of how I see the shipping business overall. I think it's important to talk about that to put some of the other things into context that I'll be talking about. The second thing I'll be talking about is avoiding landmines in shipping. Unfortunately, there are a lot of them. I guess they wouldn't be landmines. Then in this case, they would be sea mines, right? and the last thing I'll be talking about is what I look for in a shipping company. And I'll tell you two companies that I'm invested in both the tankers and the bulker space. Here we go. First thing I wanted to talk about is the shipping business in general. And generally speaking, the shipping business is terrible. It's not a good business. It is highly capital intensive. It takes a lot of money to build ships. And the cycles for this cyclical business are extremely long. There's very short bull markets and very protracted long bear markets. Now, if you were to go and average all of the money that a shipping company makes in a bull market with all of the money that an average shipping company makes in a bear market, the average return any shipping company will make over a very long period of time is very low. There are some companies that will make more money than others, and that is because they understand intricately the cyclicality in the business. Effectively, they do the opposite of what a lot of the other people are doing. They buy things low and then they sell things high, right? Okay. Now, why is the business, why is it so bad? Well, first of all, it's effectively a commodity business, right? Shipping is a lot like, let's say, for example, copper, okay? If you have a copper mine in Chile, the product that you produce, the element of copper, it's effectively the same thing that a lot of your competitors will produce. Like, let's say in Peru, for example, okay? Now in commodities, however, there are low-cost producers and there are high-cost producers. But in shipping, I think it gets even worse because there's not really low-cost shippers and high-cost shippers. There's just shippers and shippers. So there's really no significant differentiation between any shipping company in terms of the service that they provide. There's as Warren Buffett would say, there's no moat. These companies are not Apples, they're not Amazons. The competition is fierce. Now, because of the nature of the shipping business, there are competing interests that often develop. Owners and shipping companies, they want to be shipping companies, and that is whether they are in a bull market or whether they are in a bear market. Now, obviously, they would prefer to be in a bull market, but no matter what market they're in, they want to be a shipping company, right? Now, shareholders, investors, they often come in, they're often interested in shipping companies while shipping companies are making tremendous amounts of money, right? But you have to remember, for every bull market, there will be a bear market. There is a need for capital investment. Ships are not cheap. The shipping companies want to go and replace old ships. They want to, in many cases, build even bigger fleets, right? And the tourists or the investors, when they come in bull markets, they say, hey, these guys are making so much money. I want to get that in. I want some dividends. I want share repurchases, right? But shipping companies, you know, the smarter ones at least, they know that they're going to have to reinvest into their business and clean up their balance sheets and some of the other stuff I talked about, right? And besides that, there are also companies that they do a lot of weird stuff. There are a lot of shipping companies that I would describe as CEO lifestyle companies. If you follow a lot of successful resource investors, especially in the explorer space, there are a lot of these kind of dodgy kind of CEOs out there that kind of sell these delusions of grandeur or the riches that are coming, right, in their resource or whatever their mine. If there's a saying, effectively, a mine is a hole in the ground with a liar on top. That is also true for a lot of shipping companies, unfortunately. There are companies that charge a lot of exorbitant fees, management fees, for doing all kinds of things, whether it's chartering vessels, anything that, just being paid, collecting a paycheck from the company. And because the shipping business is so competitive, if you are paying the management more than their peers, they're effectively, in the long run, they're going to be losing a lot of money, right? On top of all of that, there are crooks. If you listen to a lot of shipping OGs, as I would describe them, guys who've been around a year or two, or 10 or 20, they do not like shipping at all. And that is because they've been burned. There's a lot of shady things that happen. I'm going to give you a company that I don't like. I think it's called NMM, Navios. The CEO, I think her name is Angelica. She has been involved in fraud in the past. And there's a lot of this that has happened in all kinds of shipping companies, right? So if you're investing in these kinds of companies, you need to be aware. And again, there's that overall competing interest between shareholders and the companies and the owners themselves. And so with all of that in mind, how do I select a shipping company? Charlie Munger is famous for the quote, "Show me the incentives and I will show you the outcome." I like a company called, for the bulkers, Safe Bulkers. They have a lot of inside ownership and they have a lot of experience as well. And my favorite company for the oil tankers is a company called Frontline, with none other than the Warren Buffett of shipping himself, John Fredrickson, owning almost half of the company, right? I know that because both of these companies have a lot of inside ownership, their objectives are aligned with my objectives. They have large portions of wealth tied into the success of their companies. And so I know the probability of me getting screwed are significantly lower than if they were not, like some other companies out there. And so part of this, I think, is important because timing in the shipping industry can be tremendously difficult, right? Although I am a tremendous bull on oil tankers, and although I am a tremendous bull on becoming on the bulkers, there's a very high probability that, although I think that a super cycle is coming, it may not be now. It may be a few years into the future, right? And so if we are to enter into a bear market, I know that these guys are going to probably do the right thing. They're going to be a little bit more careful with their capital, being experienced in the industry. And I know that I can trust them into a bear market. I know that there won't be infinite levels of dilution. And if there is dilution, I know that it is going to be probably even more painful for these guys than it would be for me. And so if they're doing it, then that means that there's probably no other choice for them, okay? And so, hey, I hope you guys found this video useful. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And what is your favorite shipping company? And I'll see you guys soon.